Hello everyone, I am Sanjana. Welcome to the latest episode of VNR Podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, Dr.S.Pranavanand, Head of the Department, Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, VNRVJIET. Welcome, sir.
Hi, how are you doing, Sanjana?
Well, sir, thank you. Sir, you have a very remarkable journey in both academics and industry. So can you tell us what inspired you to pursue engineering, especially in the electronics and instrumentation engineering?
Good. That's a very good question. In fact, I'm the third generation engineer in my family. My grandfather, my father, and it's me now. This is my paternal side. Now, maternal side, if I take my great grandfather, my grandfather, my mom, all are teachers. So probably, I think it was written to me to be an engineering teacher. That's how it happened. Well, now coming back to why I selected this instrumentation, probably I did my undergraduate from Madras PhD, in instrumentation and control engineering. See, I always had this passion for going to Middle East and making huge money because I was under the impression that you will make a huge money and no need to pay tax and you get gold at a cheaper rate, at chocolates at cheaper rate, and that's what made me to think. And well, when I started to work on this, I started to search for the colleges that offer instrumentation, and of course, that time probably there were around 20 to 30 colleges there were ready to offer instrumentation and control engineering. So in that, I selected the college that was having around 30 plus years of history that time and had a very good alumni network, in fact, not like what we are having today. So we had very good alumni network, and I thought that will make good things. So I selected instrumentation and control engineering, and once I started, so of course, as you all have the fear, I also had the fear of mathematics, and of course, maybe we never had this mid exams and other things during the first year. To understand that I'm not doing great in mathematics, it took me around 8 months. So it was completely year pattern. So after when we had some sort of, luckily we had a faculty who conducted some sort of assessment test. I came to know that I'm not doing great. Then of course we started to work again, and of course luckily we could pass the subject in the second single attempt exams. So that was really good. And then there again coming back to this, my favorite subject always stands is electronics and control systems. So then I started to do this, and of course, we did well. And of course, 4 years, as you all had your own and this enjoyment and other things, we also completely enjoyed our undergraduate stuff. And of course, the things that you are having are the feedback system where you kept about the kids' performance and all those things. We had nothing. And of course, we are going to the college, you be there, and nobody is going to question you for 4 years. After that, you come back with a job or without a job, with a degree or without a degree. That's how things were working for us. And then, well, I completed that, and then I just had the passion to do masters. Yeah, in between I had the thing after I completed, I was offered a job at the same institute itself. Like, so I joined that institute. Probably I worked there for some time, and then I thought I should do some masters. Then way back in 2002, I started to pursue my masters, and then 2 years I completed, and then probably then I had another offer. Two offers I had. One was at L&T. That an LLE was taking up this Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited. They had to establish a complete instrumentation and control setup. So I was offered a job there. So I've been there. I was there for around 40 days or so, but probably my health didn't suit for that work. So I couldn't stay in that dusty atmosphere for quite a long period of time. So that I had a problem. Then the other instinct was I was placed in a water treatment plant in Tirupur. So that's have a very good societal impact pocket. So what happens is all those t-shirts that we are wearing, that initially comes from Tirupur. So we had a problem that the after dye you have this colored water that flows through. So now this colored water has to be treated. So we worked in that treatment plant. So me and my college friend, we worked. I was working in the night shift. He was working in the day shift. And of course, that went on for another 3-4 months or so. And probably the night shift didn't suit me. Then I thought like this doesn't work with these. So this is not okay for me. And then night shift is also not okay for me. Then what else is okay for me? Right? So that's how it went on. Then of course I got a job, and then maybe the salary was very good. In fact, at that time, so we started, and that's how we ended with here.
That's a very inspiring story, sir. Sir, your role as a mentor is quite prominent. So, could you please share some memorable experiences from mentoring students over the years?
Yeah. Uh, Great. In fact, I should say this question makes me very happy. In fact, see, mentoring is always, kind of a soft feeling, with more like the rose petals, and other things, The kids comes to us, they believe us, and whatever you say, they take it to the heart and work when it is about mentoring. Yeah, as you know, in the classwork, whatever we say, that's okay. Maybe 10% is what goes into your mind. But when talk about mentoring, yeah, students come to you with their problem and then they talk. Probably I'm not going to list out any of the problem because it's between the mentor and the mentee relationship. I don't want to publicize any of those things. But yeah, what happens and how this mentoring should go and what has yielded, I'll say you. See, as a mentor, first and foremost thing is we are not supposed to talk. As a mentor, you are supposed to listen. That is the important thing. See, the student, when they start to talk, don't jump in and give you a conclusion. That's another bad thing. So once you jump in and give him conclusion, then you are not allowing him to talk. Everybody will be ready to criticize even Sachin Tendulkar for batting bad, right? The same may happen. The students want to say something, please listen to him. That is the first thing a mentor has to do. Second point, accept your mentee as it is. That's the second important point. Yes, he is bad. He did something bad. Yeah, okay. Everybody in the world deserves to do something bad. What is wrong in that? So accept that. And then third point, whenever you feel that he is going out of the track, it's not like you should have a stick to correct it. It's better to have a character to correct it. You feed in, you just say it and talk to him, just have something like, okay, you also take some experience. Definitely, most of this will have our own experience. You take that leaf out of the book and then talk to him about this is how I face. And don't go and jump in and say that, see, I'm great, I did this way, I'm so. No, 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 don't say that. You say that you attempted this way, you also fail. That's what will make you to be very close to your mentee. And that's one important thing.
This completely changed the point of view, sir.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
So, what role does the industry collaboration play in the career aspects of students in EIE department?
Yeah. Now coming to very serious questions, right? See, if you teach to our students that is not relevant to the industry, that takes our students nowhere, right? Now coming back to the curriculum of electronics and instrumentation engineering, we have been working with the students and the industry for quite a long period of time. Now, why did I say students? Then I mean, like I even alumni, I consider them as my students. So they give us the input. They say that, sir, what you are teaching in this particular subject is of no use. They come and say that what you are taught here at third year, that's of some use to us. So we probably will have to identify it, and then we have something called as board of studies. So we have made a point that the students and alumni are part of the board of studies. So they come to the board, they give you the input about, so what is the current trend in the industry? This is the input from the student because you are experienced in the industry as well as you had the experience of student. Next is industry expert who has got around 20 plus years of experience in industry. We will also invite him. He will also share his thoughts about what is that required. Now, next one, if you take the electronics and instrumentation engineering as such, we have almost like 50 to 60% of the subjects that are common to electronics and communication. Okay, when you talk about computers, like we have around 30% of the coding skills. Now, of course, you know that with respect to the placement, like of course, it's happening through a long period of time. After ECE, EIE has more number of students getting placed. The reason is very simple. We work very closely with the industry. We take their requirement and we don't stick or we don't have any rigid line that's saying that my students should go only the electronics industry or instrumentation. They know. It's like an interdisciplinary discipline itself like that. So all the students are encouraged to take up any of these three because like they will go for electronics job, they will go for instrumentation, or they will go for software job. And frankly speaking, almost like 90% of my students are ending up as software engineers. I'm very happy for that.
How do you ensure that the curriculum stays relevant to the current industry needs?
Yeah, as I said you in the beginning, we have the industry person as the board of studies member, right? So this person will sit and then we'll send the curriculum to you. So he checked whether this is of use to the current students or not. His input will be taken, and based on that, we'll be creating the curriculum. Well, this curriculum revision happens every 3 years once. Now, what you're probably studying is around A19. If you're final year, A19 curriculum, and then your juniors are studying around R22 curriculum. So there is a huge difference. Like 3 years as we pass, like so they revise the curriculum. Say if you take R15 curriculum and see, like Internet of Things was like introduced in the final year second semester, right? Today, introduction to Internet of Things happens in first year per semester. So we adapt, and of course, VNR, it is a process for us to adapt for the industry needs, and the input from the industry experts are given the paramount importance.
How important is it to publish the journals and research papers right from the undergraduate?
Yeah. Now, first I'll say about NIRF. Uh, NIRF ranks the institutes, and it considers paper publication as one of the most important parameter for writing, right? That is one part. Now, coming back, why it is important for undergraduate student to publish? Now, let me say, put it like this. Assume that you are a third year student. You are from VNR and there is another student from CBA. Now, let's consider both of you. I'm asking you to publish a paper. So, first for publishing a paper, what you do is you do a literature survey. When I talk about literature survey, it is like the current updates in the chosen field that's happening. So, as a student, what you will do is you will go and study something very relevant. In fact, let me go to like this. We are talking about 6C communication, right? 6C communication is already in the research. So, you sit and say Jan 2024, or maybe this is November, June 2024, somebody might have published something in the journal about 6D. As a student, to publish paper, you start to read. So he gives you just like these are all the players, minus and other things. Then he will also mention there are almost like 30 to 40 people who have worked on this. So you will go and read their paper also. Right? After reading all those things, let me say that you are publishing a review paper. A review paper is very simple, like you read around 40 to 50 papers and then you write your own paper. Now, that you publish it, very good. Now you are sitting for campus interview. Now you will talk about yourself. Your interviewer asks you to talk about yourself. Then you say that I am so and so, I have published those. Then he will definitely go, leave over the CBIT guy. He will ask you, you publish something, right? Can you talk about it? What did you put? Now the ground is open for you. So you have done something. You read 30, 40 papers on that, and you have presented a paper also. Now you are going to talk for next 20, 25 minutes till he says stop. So you can hide the lack of communication skills and you will get comfort and confident in what you're talking. So this will definitely make you a great thing, and that publishing a paper definitely will help you to fetch good university for a master's. So most of the US top universities, they will accept students with good publication. And my personal recommendation is during the undergraduate graduation, try to publish to national or international conferences.
So actually there's a myth that convergence is only for the coding skills and all those technicals. So how this convergence is useful for the non-computer allied branches?
Well, Convergence has a big story, and I have a very good association with Convergence. Well, I have been Convergence coordinator for nearly 4+ times. So, latest one was like probably in the year 2018 or 19, I think so. See, Convergence basically, how it works is it's a convergence of the disciplines. It is not with respect to coding. Like you say, what are all the things you will have in the Convergence? Say, probably you will have robotics. Robotics has electronics component in it, right? And then you will have some workshops happening, and mechanical department will conduct their own workshop. Civil engineering will conduct their own workshop, and of course, electronics and communicating, they'll conduct their own workshop. And then next you will have some guest speakers coming in. So, and then you have I'm not a hero or something like that. So these things are nowhere related to coding, right? Of course, coding competition will be there, but that's like, it's a part. Maybe you will be coding around 10% of the activity may require coding, but other things is more like learning how you are going to work as a team. And then you don't know somebody and he's going to be in your team, how you're going to work with them. That actually talks about the lifelong learning, which is very much essential for me as well as for you. So Convergence, I don't see this as a computer science festival. I see that as a technical fest of VNRVJIET, where everybody will have their own to play. Why I'm saying this? Because I'll go deeper into it, because I was a coordinator. I can say you, every department has to propose their workshops, propose their paper presentation, propose their activity, propose their cakes. Every department. And we will select everything for every department. We don't discard anything. So let me say, paper presentation is given only for computer science. No, paper presentation will have fun for ECE, for electrical, and for computer science. So there is nothing like that.
How students can have a balance between academics and co-curricular activities, and what skills can they develop to active participation?
See, to be very frank, if I compare my studies with your studies, you're most stressed. First point, right? As I said, I had probably first year I had only one exam for 1 year. Maybe around we had 7, 8 subjects, and then semester-wise pattern from third semester onwards. Well, we have to write only one exam. That's all. No mid exams, assignment, nothing like that. Straight away you go, you clear the subjects with 45 marks, you are pass. Otherwise you fail. Direct like complete your degree in 4 years, first class. Otherwise, you score 80 percentage. Again, you will be second class if it is going to be the first year. That's how it went on. Now, coming to you, you have regular exams. So that, of course, the competition is also that way. You can't leave that also. But yeah, curriculum wise, you are very much stressed. Now, you have to relax. But I advise you to take co-curricular and extracurricular activities for relaxing, not the mobile phones. Keep that devil away. Definitely things will happen your way. Now, coming back to this, what you will learn a lot because you are always going to work with people. Believe my words. You are not going to work with robots as your teammate for next at least 5 years. So, you should know what I need. You should understand my problem. You should appreciate me. You should criticize me. You should criticize me in such a way that I don't get hurt. And of course, I still get motivated to work with you. So these things will come only if you are going to have co-curricular, extracurricular activities. If it is going to be only academics, yes, you will be superb in your stuff, no doubt in that. But the most important thing, managing a team, working with a team, meeting the client, and again, meeting the vendor, these things are going to be always there. Preparing a report, preparing the budget, and then getting the budgetary approval. Wow. If you keep on asking me, I'll just give you a list like this. So that's how it is very, very, very important. But yes, keep your mobile phone aside, you'll enjoy your life.
So how do you stay motivated and continue learning?
I said, every day being a professor is very, very happy. We never feel that we are breaking great because we see you people. So it's always interesting and enthused. Like, I see you people learning something, then I'll also come and start learning things. Now, for example, Manoj, he's good in flying drones. The moment I saw that, I also was getting like, "Arey, I also want to do something like this." So this keeps you motivated. It's not like you learn only the technical things. You should learn things and enjoy. That's all. Learning should be an enjoyment, should not be a pressure. Of course, I understand for your level, getting the job is the foremost thing. But once you get the job, do the job for learning and enjoyment.
Sir, as the head of the department, how do you see the future of EIE department in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, 5 to 10 years. For my first target will be to get at least 85% of the students getting placed of the accredited students. Now we are talking about the eligible students. Maybe around 100 students we have eligible students, and 85 will get placed. I know that. But when you take it around the 130 plus, I want that to reach around 100 plus individual students getting placed. Second will be the results. Well, the results wise, maybe we are doing good, but not great. So we should concentrate on that. And then third one will be like NBA accreditation. So yeah, I've been accredited for 6 times. Next year we want it to be done for 6 years or so. So that's another part. And then probably always it should be a student friendly department. And here the students should ask anything and they should get everything. That's the point.
So what's the process of students getting internships and what do the industries expect from that?
Yeah, internship first, like if I take it with respect to the second year, uh, yeah, of course, I place some students for internship from the second year itself. See, they need to have good attitude and basic coding skills and basic electronic skills. That is important. Now, coming to third year, you should have advanced level of this technical stuff that includes electronics, coding also. Now, what is the difference is like when second year level, you say that you know it. If you're able to explain something with a block diagram, that should be okay. But when you're going ahead with third years, the block diagram is not going to be sufficient. You have to go to a lower level and you have to start explaining it. So these things may definitely get you an internship. But yes, once you go to the industry, you get your internship and you know how the industry really works. Now, this has happened to one of my school latest, like Rahul Bharatwaj. So we could get him an internship for around 3-4 months or so at ZF. So he worked there at, and probably he said to me that he attended Aviva interview that respect. He was asked about this one, about his internship, and he spoke length and breadth about the internship, and probably he could grab the job call around 9 lakhs or so.
So as you've told that control systems and adrons are your favorite subjects. So what inspired you to expertise in those control systems and electronics?
Control system, like this inspiration came to me from lift. Okay, Sanjay, around 20 plus years back. So the lift door that time was only with drill doors. Somewhere, I think my maternal uncle took me to a star hotel where we had this tent pip. I pressed it, it opened, and when I was standing in the middle, it didn't happen so. Then we have to spend around 35 rupees per hour to browse. Okay, in those days. So you have to go to an internet center where you have to spend 35 rupees per hour and then you have to browse. Then I browsed it and I saw that he taught something about control system. That time I was like around second year or so. And we had that subject control system in third year. So that's when I started to learn, okay, this is how the systems work. And then we started to read it. Then it became automatic control. Once automatic control, I have some aversion towards programming. So I thought, like, let me do some sort of things with electronics, and that's how I ended up.
And sir, what is the proudest moment of the head of the department?
My students. That's all.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Actually, it's a very inspiring story and we have a very valuable insight, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Srihitha. Thanks a lot. Hey, thanks for having me.